What's up, Shady Beshai here for MMA.Dungeon, and I am currently in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Looking forward to attending Dirty Boxing 2 tonight in Miami, the fight promotion owned by Jon Jones and Mike Perry. So I missed a lot of the media stuff that happened yesterday, and it all kind of came together at the very last second. But missed some of the media stuff from yesterday, the media scrum and whatnot. But I will be there today at the fights from the very beginning, hoping to cover as much of it as possible, give you guys a sneak peek. Their past event has been a very low-key and a little bit almost like an invite-only vibe. And so I'm hoping that I would, bring new eyes to the promotion. Not sure exactly what to expect. I'm currently in a random Best Buy parking lot. I didn't have any of my equipment on this vacation, and so I stopped at a Best Buy and kind of pieced together a new kit, tripod, mic, things like that. And so hopefully the audio and visual comes out great. Just sitting here in this parking lot and testing things out. The fights start in a couple hours, and I have a bit of a drive to get over to Miami, but I'm looking forward to attending, seeing who I could speak to there, and taking you guys on this journey. So tune in and let's see what happens. Alright, we've completed the drive from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. We're actually sitting right outside of the venue for the fights, the hangar at Regatta Harbor, I believe it's called. Right in front of the hotel where Jon Jones is staying, actually, so maybe we can spot him coming out at some point. He's been posting quite a bit of stories from his room balcony, but gonna check out the area. I'm sure I'll run into some folks. Right now it is about 3 hours before the events start, the early prelim fights. So let's see how this goes. I'll try to get some more footage of the area and kind of things going on around here. In the car, and look who I ran into.
Look who he got.
Here for the fights.
Let's go.
Nice to see you, brother. I'll see you inside.
See you too, bro.
All right, here we are, moments away from the event starting. A lot of big names in the house. I want to get from you one word on what people could expect from DBX2.
Excitement, action. You know what I mean? He said one word, excitement came to mind. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, sometimes one just isn't enough, right?
I don't know, man. Excitement works. So tonight it's going to be very entertaining, and we're all going to have a blast.
Sounds good. I hope to see you in there one day.
Yeah, soon enough. Cheers.
Don't tell me that.
Island boy.
That's the motherfucking man, bro. Island boy's excited. The Island boy. Tell me to stop.
He waiting for you.
Bro. I'm a kid. I'm
And you are correct. I am the first double champ for UFC.
All right, we're here post-event with Jason. How was it from your perspective?
Well, bro, did you see me ball going into the octagon or the ring for my first post-fight interview?
I did not, because I was outside doing interviews, but I'm sure I'll
after
find
that
video.
it was all right, but you know, we're getting it going here, right? DBX2 they just announced, which is July 26th, so already the third one around the corner, but
Very
it's
soon.
a blast, you know, I'm just trying to do my best to right by my last name, if I'm being honest with you, but it's a blast, man. This rule set is just second to none. It's so fun. Every fight was interesting. Every fight was entertaining.
Is it as fun calling the fights and doing the interviews as it looks?
It really is. There's nothing like it. My brother has had a long broadcast career, but live events is what it's always been about. Nothing like calling live events. So yeah, I can't get enough. It's in next to Platinum, Mike Perry, and just the star right, Amanda Nunes, Jon Jones.
The star power
connect
tonight.
with these people, but I think this thing's going to the moon. I really do.
Well, it was a pleasure working alongside you. How we feel inside that ring?
Of course, we feel good. New rule set, new organization. I'm home. I think I'm coming for another one.
So you want to stick around Dirty Boxing for a little bit?
Definitely, 100%.
You want to fight the Wolf?
I beat the wolf. I eat him alive.
All right, let's do this. It has been 2 days since Dirty Boxing 2. The fights took place on Saturday night. It is now Monday night. I always have these dreams and aspirations of getting these longer vlog-style videos out either the night of or the day after, and they never happen, and I just keep convincing myself I'll do it next time. But it's been 2 days since Dirty Boxing 2. I'm actually back in New Jersey. The trip back was pretty rough. Got super sick, and I was kind of living out of a car for a couple hours because of how everything came together last second. But let's break down the event and kind of how the night went. So starting off, just talking about the actual production and the setup. Dirty Boxing 2 is, for how young it is, light years ahead of any other production. I think they beat all the other major productions, UFC, PFL, Bellator when it existed, for a company that's having only its second, I guess third event, because they did have a pilot event that was closed from the public. For a company that young, their production is incredible. The venue was very well put together, the seating arrangement, the signs, the Jumbotron, how they have their media check in and process. Everything is pretty well put together. It's a little bit lax in a way that's intentional because of how small and, like I mentioned before, it kind of seems very invite only. But as far as like organization and things like that, they're doing great. And this, surprisingly, is actually something that shows on the broadcast because Ariel Helwani pointed out on his show today, talking about how he kind of likes the setup and the production value. One thing I definitely was surprised by was the star power in the house Saturday night. I guess that's what happens when you have Jon Jones, Mike Perry, and a brand like First Round Management running a promotion. The star power ranged from, UFC fighters, social celebrities, Jack Doherty, the Island Boys, dirty boxing fighters, BKFC, just kind of all across the board. It seemed like every promotion had some, not even just like prelim fighters, early prelim fighters. They had like main event stars there. And I don't even want to go through the list because I'll forget some names, but some of the interviews I got and some interviews, some folks I just spoke to, I didn't get much footage with, but the star power was definitely in the house. As far as the fights themselves, they were pretty good. They were pretty high action, high energy fights. I don't think there were too many snoozers. The stream is on YouTube, I believe, so you can go back and watch it anytime. They didn't go pay-per-view model, which I love for a promotion that's just starting off. So you can go back and watch it. And I think the fights that were expected to really perform did, and some fights that maybe weren't expected to perform still kind of did. But I will say, I do think that the promotion kind of accidentally lives in the shadows of something like BKFC. Because of the overlap maybe in fighters and obviously Mike Perry, it seems like there's a lot of people expecting it to be similar to or keep up with BKFC. And if you watched my coverage of BKFC, you know that I've spoke very highly of BKFC's excitement level or the thrill of attending it live. And I just don't know if dirty boxing is really meant to compete with that. It's a little bit more of a technical sport in my opinion. The gloves, the rule set, they lend themselves less to being kind of this like knockout after knockout and leaving a little bit more room for excitement and knockouts, but still having some technical aspects. And I'll say this, the fighters at Dirty Boxing 2 did an incredible job at really selling themselves, their stories, the beef or animosity between them and their opponents, and a level of drama that I think is necessary in any fight promotion. And in case you don't know who was fighting on that card, there are a lot of UFC vets. It seemed like almost every single fight had a UFC vet. I actually think every fighter besides maybe 3 or 4 were either UFC or big names in another super major promotion. Now, one thing I did want to mention, and I don't know if this is going to change down the line, but the approach that they are taking these days seems to be a very high barrier to entry kind of approach, right? It seems like the ticket prices are a little bit on the higher end. There were some more affordable, I'd say like sub $100 tickets, but it seemed like a few small sections. The venue was pretty small. It was just a warehouse with a ring taking up most of the space. But it did seem like a very, I'd say, deep pocket audience, and it kind of makes sense with folks like Jon Jones just casually walking around greeting every single person there. And I'm wondering if they are going to take an approach to go through, the motions of getting a bigger audience or maybe doing a small stadium or arena or something like that one day. As far as media goes, and I know this doesn't apply to a lot of you guys, they were extremely accommodating. They initially didn't have any sort of post-fight scrum planned where the fighters or losers would go get interviewed by the media, but we were able to work quick on our feet and get a setup going on, and they gave us a little space, and we put our tripods and our cameras up and our mic set up, and they had the fighters come out, and they even had some of the guests. They ran, we gave them a list of folks, and they ran up to some of the guests and said, hey, we have some media outside, they'd love to talk to you. Do you mind going out during this time? And they almost organized it as if it was like part of the program. So extremely accommodating. I think they're doing a great job as far as marketing and advertising. A lot of the clips that I put up kind of blew up. The interviews are doing good numbers. And so I think they have something going there. Now, as far as should you go out and buy tickets to Dirty Boxing 3, which I think is happening in like a month. I couldn't believe when Jason Anik announced it at the end of the night. But I think if you are in the area and the tickets are in your budget and you're available, definitely go check it out. I had an incredible time. I just don't know if I'd recommend someone travel just yet to it. Again, if you happen to be traveling, you're in that area, give it a shot. But I think once the promotion kind of matures, gets up on their feet, and starts branching out to maybe more venues outside the hangar warehouse, which they have been for the first 2 events, I think it's definitely going to be a hit in several different areas. Overall, it was a great experience. I'm really glad I was there. It was a huge honor to cover the event. I'm going to go back and watch the main card of the broadcast and just see if the energy level or excitement level that I felt there in person kind of flowed through the broadcast. I think it did. I think I read online that people said the production of the broadcast was pretty good. And yeah, before I let you guys go, I know there's some collectors out there who are interested in kind of the things that I collect and all the artifacts I have here at the MMA.Dungeon. So let me show you guys what I got. So in addition to an incredible media pass, this is one of the nicer media passes I've seen, pretty big, got some writing on the back. They also gave out these cards that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, and usually you'll see these sitting on VIP seats, but every seat in the house had one. It's almost like every seat in the house kind of was a VIP seat. These are pretty cool. They're printed on some thick stock cardboard type of material. It'd be great for some autographs. And now this last set of items comes from an incredible fighter who goes by the Wolf. His name is Rob Perez. He fought in what I'd consider the people's main event, and he really kind of stole the show with a wonderful highlight reel knockout. After winning his fight, he threw his gloves, and I put my hand up. He threw it right at me, and so I have the glove from the knockout. I later got it signed by him after cutting an awesome promo with him. He actually called out Biggie Boy, and I think that's the fight that they're trying to cook up for both of them next. Biggie Boy, of course, being the main event, and he won his fight as well. But I got his fight glove, I got his hand wraps, and I got the bucket that his corner was holding. With that, I hope that this video comes together halfway decent given all the technical difficulties I had of making this work after a family vacation where I had none of my equipment. I will never be traveling without, at the very least, my DJI mic system and a tripod. Thanks for sticking with me. Enjoy the video. See you on the next one.